Hey beautiful people, this video is about how to improve execution skills. Hi, my name is Jennifer Kenny. I'm the best-selling author of The Innovation Mindset and the award-winning author of 100% Capacity. I work with teams, scientific and technical teams in highly complex environments, helping them be able to deliver effectively on their projects through a deep understanding of executional intelligence and the execution layer. In this video, I want to talk about execution skills and how to improve them. Execution isn't a personality trait, it's actually a teachable capacity. So in this episode, you're going to learn how to upgrade your own execution skills through specific observable practices that boost your credibility, reliability, trustworthiness in any role. So if we think of execution as a teachable, observable skill set, it's not just about doing your job, and some of us, many people think it is just about doing your job, but it's about the ability to be able to turn commitments into real outcomes. It's about the ability to be able to make real commitments in the first place, and to be able to do this repeatedly, reliably, and clearly. Executional intelligence is not about the tools or your personality. It's about mastering how you make, keep, and repair agreements in motion, in real time, in your projects, in your organizations. Execution skills are visible, trainable, and measurable. So let's look at what executional intelligence looks like. You can begin to spot some of the executionally intelligent individuals inside your own organization. When people ask you questions like, what does done really well look like for you? What they're doing there is they're looking to design conditions of satisfaction, definition of done, successful definition of done, and they're looking to design it with you. They're not looking for you to tell them exactly what it is, because they're going to bring some of their own intelligence to the plate, but they're looking to be able to do it together with you. When they're also able to negotiate, look, here's what I can do, here's how I can do it, here's when I can do it, here's when I can deliver on it, and here's what I can't do. And you actually want them to be able to articulate that for you, because now you've got bookends around what it is they're really going to deliver on, and you're not going away with a wishful thinking that everything is going to get done for you that you need. They deliver with updates and they deliver with questions. They don't disappear off into the ether and come back 3 months later and go, ta-da, I did it, by which time you have either forgotten that you asked them to do it in the first place, or your concerns and your commitments that led you to ask them to do this in the first place have moved on significantly, and the work that they've done is no longer relevant for you, and now they're in rework mode, which is going to destroy your trust with them. So people who are able to say, this is what I can do with clarity, people who are able to define by when they're going to get it done, and people who are able to design what's going to be satisfactory for you as part of the conversation are invaluable in your organization, and they are actually showing a level of executional intelligence that we want to be able to capitalize on by helping them build a shared vocabulary around what it is that they're doing. The other important thing that they're able to do, and this is probably one of the hardest things for people to do today, is they're able to repair quickly. So if they go off track, if something happens to them or in their lives or with their team, and they realize they're going to be late with something, they're not going to deliver what you expected, they're not going to deliver what you asked for, there's something has happened, some circumstances have changed, which is happening with great rapidity these days, or today, is they're able to actually repair the conversation. They're able to come back to you and be able to say, look, let's revisit this. I don't want to let it drop. Here's what happened. I've been asked to do something else by somebody who's more senior than you maybe. I need to be able to redesign this with you, renegotiate some of the deadlines that we've already agreed to. So they're not simply disappearing off and getting something done. They're coming back to you and having these conversations on a regular basis. These practices look like incredibly simple practices, and they are, but they're really hard for people to practice, because this is not how we operate. This is not the norm for us. When I'm helping people learn these practices, particularly at the executive level, when I'm talking to them about having conversations that are specifically designed to build trust, and that they're doing it intentionally and with the knowledge of the other person, and I suggest to them that they have a conversation with somebody that says, I'm committed to building trust with you, how would you like to proceed with X, Y, Z, whatever it is, that's really uncomfortable. uncomfortable for them because that's not something that we necessarily consider that we have the experience or the authority to be able to talk about effectively. So there are 4 execution skills that will really set you apart, and if you can bring these skills into your teams, they'll help your team be much more effective as well. The 4 execution skills are detection. You can begin to spot issues actually before they escalate, and you have conversations and you know how to be able to handle them. You can spot what I refer to as a breakdown, something that isn't going according to plan, and it's a conversation that you can readily have with somebody else rather than allow for that to fester and for silos to be produced around it and for breakdowns to continue to happen. You're also constantly in pursuit of clarity. You are looking for an understanding of what it's going to take to deliver satisfactorily to a customer. Now, not that the customer is always going to know, or not that the customer is always going to be able to tell you, but you're committed to inventing that with them. You can come to them and say, this is what I think would make for a successful delivery for you. Is this what you had in mind? We don't spend enough time co-inventing conditions of satisfaction with our customers. And in the absence of doing that, we are missing an opportunity. We're missing an opportunity to really build out our execution skills. Detection, clarity, repair. Many times we will shy away from breakdowns. There's entire books, libraries of books being written about difficult conversations, how to have difficult conversations. The teams that I work with, we work to make those conversations the norm. They no longer become difficult conversations because they're conversations we're having on a regular basis. We have the distinction of breakdown. We have the understanding that breakdowns happen, that people do not intentionally precipitate breakdowns unless they're total psychopaths. And so what we do is we work in that belief. A breakdown happens, we look to repair it as fast as we possibly can. So conversations for repair are really important conversations for people to be able to have, quickly, efficiently, effectively, and to move on from whatever it is that happened. Obviously, there's learning to be done in there, but we don't necessarily, we acknowledge that, we do the learning, but we don't dwell on it. We're interested in primarily in the repair. And then the last thing that execution skills that really set you apart is ownership. So ownership is something that we're used to having assigned to us. You own that task because I am the leader, I am the project manager, and I said you own the task. This is not that kind of ownership. This is the ownership that says, I am stepping up. I'm not offering to help. I am actually making a powerful offer. I'm actually offering to deliver value. I understand what it is that you are asking me to do, and I am offering to do this, which may be more valuable, or which will be a commitment that I'm going to deliver on what it is you and I have designed together. So that level of ownership, seeing something through to the end, making sure the customer is satisfied, designing the definition of success together, designing the definition of done together, having my own standards and metrics around what I consider to be useful and valuable and how I deliver, is a true ownership that people who have high level execution skills really focus in on. Execution can't be learned by theory, which is part of why I absolutely love it. Execution can only really be learned by practice. Execution is an embodied practice. And it determines our corporate performance, it determines our innovation capacity, because it is the generative engine behind the two of them. When I start working with teams to embed this capability into their organizations, I'm doing things that are like weekly execution labs, where we're looking at our execution layer, we're looking at how we design our execution layer, we're looking at how individuals function within the execution layer, we're looking at the dependencies, the network of commitments that people are making to each other across the org, and we're opening up people's aperture to understand not just what it is that they're being tasked to do, what they're actually committing to do, what they're actually choosing to own, and what the people around them are similarly doing. Those weekly execution labs allow us to be able to look at breakdowns and issues, allow us to practice the conversations, allow us to be able to build a level of executional intelligence that frees us up to be able to do our best work. The other thing that we do is we do live language tuning. So we look at the shared vocabulary, the shared language that we are looking to build. And many clients who've worked with us say, well, you helped us build a shared language, and the shared language allowed us to be able to see something together that we had never seen, allowed us to be able to see and design the execution layer within our companies. So the live language tuning is helping us refine and learn our distinctions the same way you would if you were learning any language on the planet. We also have the difficult conversations, the breakdown repair conversations, and we do those in a practiced way. Many times I prefer to do those one-on-ones with people where the people are just having a conversation themselves, and I'm there as a third party helping them work through some of the glitches they might run into it, because breakdown conversations can often produce a lot of resentment and distrust if they're not done well. If they're done well, they can produce an enormous amount of trust and resilience. One of the other things that we've done very effectively with clients is we've helped them design definition of done, and we've helped them design conditions of satisfaction as a mutual agreement, not as something that gets assigned to somebody else. I've defined what satisfaction means for you. I'm lobbing it over the wall to you. I'm assigning a task to you within our task management system. It's up to you to go figure it out for yourself. Not that. What we're looking at is, how do we define conditions of satisfaction together? Now, you might say you're having millions of these kinds of conversations within your org. So what you're relying on is not that you can micromanage millions of these, because you absolutely don't want to be doing that, or not that every single one of these is documented and every single one of these has got defined conditions of satisfaction that are recorded somewhere. What you're looking to do is you're looking to be able to build that as an intelligence. Once we start bringing AI into the equation, we're going to be able to have that intelligence spread very rapidly through the organization. AI is going to be able to coach us, to help us to understand the execution layer. It's going to give us visibility and predictability into it that we've never had before. My team and I are building systems for our clients to allow us to be able to do that right now. So as you start thinking about the execution layer and thinking about the opportunities that AI is going to bring us through the execution layer, think about our ability to be able to deliver on amazing strategies and on game-changing projects. I strongly recommend that you look at one of my first videos in this series. This is a series of 20 videos that I'm doing on this particular topic. The first one is called What is Execution Intelligence? That will give you more of the context, and it'll help you deeply understand the power of this intelligence as you start building it for yourself. I hope it makes you more successful. I hope it helps you build greater trust. I hope it helps you pull off incredible projects. Look at the other videos in the series. Let me know how they're supporting and helping you. Let me know how I can help you on this journey. And I wish you the very best of luck and success as you do it. Take care.